Hey, welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. How's it going, Hannah?
It's going.
It's going. We have a brand new setup. Check it out. We're in a new studio.
New stew.
New stute alert. Let's go.
Caleb's living room.
You know, you gotta do what you gotta do when times are tough. Economy is rough right now, you know, for everybody.
It's hard for everyone. Yeah.
It's hard for us out here, but
we're making it work. You
know, we make it work like you do in the business. Anyways, but yeah, new studio, new setup. We're enjoying it. You know, the economy's been, it's rough for everybody, but it's been kind to us a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the online content's been good for us. At least that's what I've noticed for me. Anyways.
We're getting that revenue.
We're getting that revenue in. That AdSense sponsorship deals. You know, we were at the Met Gala.
No one took pictures of us for some, cause we're kind of unknown.
We're a little bit underground right now, but we are getting to a point where people are gonna start recognizing us
in public.
We're getting there. Right? And the first step really is just, you know,
I can't even go to like my local coffee shop without getting recognized.
Yeah, like I can't go to work without getting recognized. You know what I mean?
I like go I go to like my favorite coffee spot, and as soon as I walk in, the barista's like, "The huge today?" And I'm like, how would she know? I always order a venti iced chai latte with sweet cream cold foam if she didn't listen to the podcast.
Exactly. It's like I come home from work and my like sisters that I live with, they like recognize me. And I'm like, there's no way y'all would recognize me if it wasn't for the fact that you listen to the podcast.
Literally, I like fucking I will hang out with people occasionally because that's what you do when you get popular. You meet people. You
just have like your squad. And you know, like we have, you know, because we live separately from each other, we have like our own separate like teams, right? So like I have like my management team and you have your management team, and I have my like kind of like posse, you know what I mean? Posse, whatever it's called.
A posse.
Yeah. See, it's like a posse, but it's like a podcast one, like a podsy.
Yeah, we have our squads.
We got our geek squads, you know. We got the gangs that we roll with, you know.
Yeah, when I come home from recording this podcast, I walk inside and my roommate's like, "Oh, hey, Hannah. How do you know my name?"
I know, like, how do you? I'm like, fuck. Like, like they want me so bad.
Like stands or whatever.
I know, it's like crazy, like how people. I was driving down the road to work the other day, and people were like honking at me and shit, and I'm like, okay, like I get it, you know me, but like,
some people like can't handle the fame though. Every person I tell about this podcast, they can't take it and they leave me.
Yeah, everybody in my life just is not here anymore because of the podcast.
I told my girlfriend of 5 years when we started this podcast, and she broke up with me.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's the thing people ask me, they're like, "Are you sure that's the reason?" I'm like, "That's the only reason it could be." You know what I mean? Like when people like leave you, it has to be the podcast because there's no other thing about me that isn't a perfect thing.
And you know this when you get into starting a podcast that you know you're gonna have to make sacrifices, but it's worth it because coming here and seeing my people and doing this with you makes me rejuvenated.
Yeah, talking to my people through my communication form.
We just have this like cinephiles. We just have this language. And we communicate through this language, and a lot of people don't get it. But, you know, we're connected.
This is like our Bible.
We're connected spiritually.
You know what's really funny about this podcast and like us is like you see other people's podcasts and they have like guests on and they like communicate with like other people's podcasts. I don't listen to podcasts. And I'm like not active at all in like any social media, like film circles. Like I like look at what other people are saying, but I'm not active in it, you know? I really should be though.
I like don't communicate with anyone, really.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's just something about film Twitter and like film TikTok is just like the worst cesspool of people.
I've met one cool person off of film Twitter.
Really? Wow.
And we have shared like TikToks.
Okay.
And Instagram. And I was heavily texting them throughout the Grammys complaining about All Quiet on the Western Front.
Grammys?
Yeah.
This is a film podcast, by the way. We know what we're talking about. Like, we are really smart about movies. We know your award shows.
You see, I have this condition.
I have this condition.
Short-term memory.
I forget weird things that happened months ago.
No, I have short-term memory loss.
Just like Leonard and Memento. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's a crazy thing. What a good movie.
What a good movie.
What are your thoughts? So we just watched Memento. I had seen it like 4 times.
It was my first time.
This is her. She's a Memento virgin. She just got
I just
her
lost my virginity.
So you've now seen almost every Nolan movie, right? What have you not seen?
Tenet and Insomnia.
Okay, word.
And like all of his short films.
Fair enough.
But I have seen one of his short films.
Following?
No, that's
a feature. Because some people say that's a short film, but I'm like, that's a feature.
No, I've seen. What was that one?
Doodlebug?
No.
Tarantella?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen Tarantella.
Yes, that's a weird fucking movie. That one's weird.
No, wait. Have you seen Tarantella?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Doodlebug?
No.
Quay?
No.
You have not seen Larceny, bro.
I have.
No, you haven't, bro.
Yes, I have. Bullshit, you haven't seen it?
You have not seen it.
Yes, I fucking have.
No, you haven't. What's it about?
I was literally in the room when he showed it.
Okay. I just got like pissed because I was like, I know you haven't seen it, bro.
No. I looked it up on Soup Today.
Soup Today?
Soup Today.
That's not a thing.
Yes, it fucking is.
Soup Today?
I mean, Soap Today. The movie pirating app site.
That's bullshit, bro.
No, you're just fucking jealous, dude.
No, you're bullshit.
No, you're jelly.
Yeah, I mean, I want to watch the movie, but you're fucking bullshitting me.
No.
You're bullshit a little bit.
I do bullshit sometimes.
Yeah.
Remember Sammy Jenkins.
Memento's fucked up. The movie got me fucked up.
Let me tell you guys a little story. Here's a little story time for you guys. So halfway through Memento, I was watching
Spoilers.
And then I was like, holy fuck. I kept having these moments where I was like, holy shit. And I was like, wait. Hold up. And I was like, so they got me thinking that John Gamble was the John G. But then I'm thinking the dude, the drug dealer husband, Jimmy Grant, Jimmy G. So I'm like, hold up. He is the one that killed the wife. So I'm thinking, I fucking got Nolan pinned to the ground. I've got him at gunpoint. I know what's happening. I understand. So I look to Kelly. I say, Prestige got me fucked up. It won't happen again. I've got him this time. I've got him on lock. I was wrong. That kind of upset me a little bit because I don't like being wrong about plots.
You know, it's funny you say that because you say you don't like being wrong and you're wrong all the time.
What?
Movies. Like, let's be honest here, you're wrong quite a bit of the time.
When?
Just watching this movie this past time, Prestige.
No, because Nolan hates women, and he crafts these movies specifically against me.
Against you.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, against all women.
Well, see, I mean, that's a fair point.
Because women's like brains are just like wired differently than men's.
I saw a take on Twitter earlier today. It's got to be one of the worst takes I've ever seen. So the original take's not that bad. Okay, so this person says that Nolan whitewashed a couple of characters in the Batman trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Fair point, right? They go on to say that the Dark Knight trilogy is okay, but the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, the Captain America trilogy, and the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy are all better than the Dark Knight trilogy.
Shut up.
No, they said that. Unironically.
No.
And I'm like, okay, I don't understand how, first off, you can even say that the Dark Knight... I've seen a couple people on Twitter and TikTok the last couple of days talking about how the Dark Knight's like an overrated trilogy, and how, you know, the Captain America trilogy or Sam Raimi Spider... I'm like, no.
Those movies are pretentious.
The Captain America trilogy first of all, sucks. Okay. The Dark Knight trilogy is great. And people say, oh, well, he peaked with the Dark Knight and the other two are like garbage. No.
Batman Begins
is fucking good.
It's good.
It's a pretty safe, kind of borderline, typical run-of-the-mill origin story, for sure. It's still a good movie. Okay? And The Dark Knight Rises has its issues, for sure, but it's still a good movie. People are like, oh, it's fucking full of plot holes and fucking blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. Okay? Plot conveniences are not plot holes. Okay? If you watch a Nolan movie, you have to be prepared for plot conveniences because they happen all the time. But they're not plot holes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I feel like people that don't like The Dark Knight have that like cinema sins kind of mindset, where they're like, well, why is it this and this and this and this?
Ruined cinema.
Exactly.
Ruined art forever.
It ruined film criticism is what it did. Because then you have fucking geeks going to the movies and they're sitting down. They're just like, 47 seconds of intros. It's like,
minus 20 points.
They're like, one sin counted. It's like, bro. Well. Her. It's like one thing, and the thing is, like, it's one thing if you're making like a joke or like a comedy bit, but these people
are serious
about it. Or they'd be like, this person made a funny facial expression in the background. This is a bad movie. It's like, that's not how this works. Those are the things that really make movies, having like little mistakes in there and stuff. Like, that's why honestly shooting on film is like so much better than digital, because you can actually have those mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh my God.
And people, you know, what are your thoughts on like film versus digital? It's an interesting
film
question.
versus digital?
Yeah, like which way do you prefer filming?
I mean, I don't really film.
Like, and when you're like, when you see, like when you watch a movie, or you're just like, I wish they film. Okay.
I love film.
You see, we're your classic. See, I had this discussion with somebody when I used to work at my old place, right? And he goes to like film school and stuff, which is, you know, cool or whatever. Yeah, he's one of those people. And he said something about, I think Old had just come out. M. Night Shyamalan's Old had just come out. And I watched it, right? I think we saw it together, right?
We saw it together.
Weird movie. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. It was fine, I guess. You know, it was on the lesser end of M. Night Shyamalan films. You know what I mean?
For sure.
M. Night Shyamalan, the thing about him is he just doesn't know how to write dialogue for some reason. You know what I mean?
What was... Oh
outside of
my
like
God.
Signs is really good. The dialogue is good in that movie. But I feel like I watch a lot of his movies and the dialogue is so corny, bro, a lot of the time.
I think I've only actually seen 3.
Of his movies?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Okay. Sixth Sense.
Yes.
Signs.
Yes.
Unbreakable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen 4.
The Village.
Yes.
Old.
5.
Knock on the Cabin. Okay. So you've seen at least 6 of his movies.
I keep.
Have you seen The Visit?
No.
The Happening?
No.
Okay.
See, I think that movie actually gave me short-term memory loss.
What movie? Memento?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because
you got me tripping for a second there. What movie?
Well, I thought you were talking about an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I'm like, oh, what movie had you tripping? But yeah, so I was talking to this guy, and he was just like, shooting on digital is like fine. It's like it's like no different. I'm just like, bro, like how are you gonna go to film school and not know the difference between shooting on film versus digital? You know what I mean? It's just
He said that?
Yeah, or I don't know if he said that there's no different. It was a while ago, or that he like didn't care. And obviously, there's nothing wrong with shooting on digital. It's just like
film majors kill me sometimes.
it's kind of useless to go to film school. You ever like think about that?
Yeah.
People spend like $70,000 to go to film school. The cool thing about film school is you get to meet people
who like film,
who like movies, and you can like, you know, so you'll have like connections when you want to make your own movie. But honestly, like spending $70,000 to network.
But suddenly your opinion matters when you go to film school.
Yeah. I have a film major. Oh, so you like
I
watch
have a film major, and this movie sucks.
Okay, well, I watch YouTube essay videos, and I watch a lot of movies,
and
so
my opinion is valid.
So my opinion is better than yours.
Yeah.
What is your like gauge for how much you should trust somebody's movie opinion? Like, what's the question you ask, and then you're like, can't trust their opinion?
It's really, for me, there's just certain. I usually don't judge people's taste in movies because everyone has different opinions. But if I ask them about like specific movies and they hate them, I'm like, I know not to trust you. People who watch movies just for like I don't know how to word this without sounding like a prick.
Just say it.
People who don't watch movies with like, you know, because when we watch movies, we look at some like specific aspects of it.
Yeah.
People who don't do that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because a lot of people will watch movies and they're just like, ooh, passing the time and shit, right?
Mm-hmm. Mostly men.
Okay. Fair, I guess. Why would you say that?
Okay, well, because like I've talked about this before, but men just like it's the men that I talk to, but they dislike women. So if you don't like female directors, I don't trust your opinions on movies.
Fair enough.
If your favorite director is Quentin Tarantino.
Why are you looking at me? Like, I never said he was my favorite director, okay? Do I like a lot of his movies? Yes. Just watched Inglourious Basterds the other day. Great movie. 5 stars.
I can watch it now.
You can watch it now?
Because I had the DVD.
Oh, yeah. So, Hannah's birthday was the other day, and I got her
Hannah.
a like $5 like Blu-ray mystery pack or whatever, and it gives you like 5 mystery Blu-rays. And I was very excited to like see which ones they were. And she got All-Star lineup. She got Inglourious Basterds.
Venom. Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah, Call of Duty PS4. Black Ops. Such a weird thing that they gave that to. It's not even a movie.
Don't have a PS4.
It's not a movie. Don't have a PS4. Like, what the fuck? What was the other one that you got? It was terrible. It was like, this is such a bad fucking...
It was some, like... It won an Oscar, you said? I think it's a war movie.
Oh, fuck. What was it? Oh, Platoon.
Platoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you get, like Crash or something? Was that one? It was something like that.
I have it in my bag still.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll go get that shit.
Oh, my God.
Go get that shit right now. This is crazy. Yeah, so it's just like a little mystery package. And I was like, oh, this will be cool. And I was really excited for her to open it because I'd been wanting to know what was inside it the whole day. And it was just kind of... Because sometimes you'll get a hidden gem, right? Because one time I did, I got like the first Saw, right? So you'll get a hidden gem once in a while. But with her, it was just kind of dumb shit. Okay, sweet. We got the... got the package. Payload.
We got the goodies.
We got the payload. Let's go. ASMR.
Okay. Fences.
Fences. Yes, an Oscar movie. Yes.
Fences.
That's
What
I
is
was
Fences
thinking.
about?
That's the Denzel Washington, Viola Davis movie, right?
Oh.
Where they're like that blue collar, like low income family.
Inglourious Bastards.
Let's go. Great movie.
Probably actually one of the only Quentin movies that I wouldn't mind watching.
Yeah. Can you move the mic like a little bit further from your face? And like make sure it's still pointed at you. Okay, cool.
Okay.
What is it? Oh, Call of Duty Black Ops. What is it, 3? What the fuck?
2.
Oh, 2.
Black Ops 2.
The fuck?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Venom. Let there be Venom.
Venom. I hate Venom. I hate
Never saw
Venom.
it.
I've never seen it. I just know I hate it. And let's go Platoon.
Platoon, Best Picture winner.
Who is in Platoon?
Is Ben Stiller in it?
Is he?
No, I'm dumb. I'm thinking something else.
I'm high. I'm tripping.
I'm tripping on drugs.
I just hate, like, the whole, like, deal of Venom.
What do you mean?
Like, this is corny as shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is.
Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like,
Venom. Let there be Venom. Isn't it like the Eminem song?
yeah, no. I worked when that movie came out.
Okay.
And I'd have to clean. And I would have to Venom.
It's like, bro, like, I don't really care about you. Yeah, but no, I fucking hate, I don't know, superhero movies and shit. Villain movies. That was a weird trend that happened. I saw this TikTok, and it was, I guess in the new Guardians movie, like, somebody says, like, the F word or whatever. And this
fuck?
TikTok, yeah, they say fuck, right?
Oh.
And they were like, I can't believe I just saw a Marvel movie where they said the F-bomb. I almost walked out of the theater. And it had like 300,000 likes. And this is like a disturbing trend that I've been noticing. And it's the kind of childhood perception of movies. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they, no nudity or sex of any kind.
I hate that.
No language. It can't be more than an hour and a half. Because... we got attention spans, right?
Have we talked about the no nudity and no sex?
I don't know if we've ever really talked about that on a podcast because I feel like our opinions are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, I've gone back and forth on this because I used to think that a lot of times nudity wasn't like important to a story.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, unless it's like absolutely necessary, I don't really need it. But as I've gotten older and I've gotten more deep in my appreciation for film as like art, I've definitely loosened up on that, where now it's kind of like whatever, even if it's like not important to the story, I'm just like, if if the writer and director kind of want to throw in a bunch of nudity because they think it's fucking cool or whatever.
I think as long as that actor is comfortable with it.
Yeah, and I think like it's definitely been, you know, people say, oh well, actors get fucking exploited. It's like that's true historically, right? But I think we've made big improvements in that field with intimacy coordinators and stuff. And it's was it Sean Bean who was just like, I don't like intimacy coordinators because it's not raw enough and natural enough. And I'm like, okay, Sean Bean, like, chill the fuck out, bro. You didn't need to say all that shit. But yeah, but no, it's nice to have intimacy coordinators now. It's also nice to have, you know, I feel like if I was to make a movie, I probably wouldn't. I feel like it's awkward writing sex scenes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's an awkward thing to, like, write and film, in my opinion. It's like, I wouldn't have that in my movies, probably. But I'm not going to fucking not see a movie because there's a sex scene in it or something. I think that's dumb and childish.
That is childish. I never, like, looked at it the way people are viewing movies in a more childlike manner. Mm-hmm. But now that's, like, a really good analysis. Because I do see that a lot. And, like, people are like, I just want, like, 90-minute long camp-filled movies.
Like, yeah, I don't want, like, deep 3-hour think pieces. It's like, why not? Like, first of all, I wish there's probably some stat out there that explains this, but I'm like, I feel like there's not more 3-hour plus movies now than there were.
There's not a lot that come out.
It's just like, there's a couple of big ones scattered throughout the year.
Yeah, they get sprinkled throughout the year.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, every movie is 3.5 hours now. It's a fucking orgasm,
like,
a fucking deep thought.
What's playing in theaters right now?
Fucking Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario Bros. Or either God It's Me, Margaret.
Evil Dead Rise.
John Wick.
Evil Dead Rise is a 3-hour think piece.
John Wick is a 3-hour think piece. None of those movies are... maybe John Wick is 3 hours long.
It is. But it's like...
besides that, none of them are...
It's not a think piece.
Think pieces, and mostly none of them are 3 hours long.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like... Who cares? The issue... I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The issue is never the length. It's always the pacing.
The pacing.
It's the pacing every time. Because these same people that say, I fucking hate 3-hour long movies. I can't fucking sit for 3 hours still. I need a fucking blah, 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 blah. They will binge fucking 12 episodes of TV every fucking day. New fucking Wednesday drops. All 8 episodes, 8 hours. Fucking one sitting, they'll watch all of it.
Yeah.
But 3-hour film? No, it's too long. I can't watch one story for that long.
Okay,
we're going to pause for a second.
It's a lot of, like, this, like, I can't watch a lot of the big shows, right? Like, 'cause all the episodes are, like, an hour long.
Yeah.
So watching 3 episodes is a 3-hour long movie.
Exactly.
And people binge that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't watch TV because it's too much content, to be honest. Because if you think about it, it's like watching one season of like an 8-episode, hour-long episode show that's 8 hours. That's basically like watching a whole trilogy of movies.
That is true.
You know what I mean? And then there's like 6 seasons, and I'm like, okay, I can't watch all this.
At Succession.
At literally every show that's out right now. There's just so many also. There's so many shows out that I just will never watch. I feel like I'm not missing anything. You know what I mean?
Like the big shows nowadays?
Or just in general. Like people, oh, you gotta watch The Sopranos, or you gotta watch Game of Thrones, or you know, whatever show. And I'm like...
You'll never catch me dead watching Game of Thrones.
Never. I watched like the first 8 episodes of season 1.
Never.
And I was like, okay, this is too much for me.
I
think it was all the rape scenes that I just did not like.
Yeah. I personally, I think there's too many.
Well, it's important to the story.
Is it?
No. That's the one thing is like, I think nudity is fine, obviously, and like sex scenes are fine. I feel like depending on how they're done, rape scenes or like sexual assault scenes, a little bit unnecessary. Depending on how they're done, obviously it depends on who's doing it and like what the context of the story is, obviously, and like when it came out. But I was watching. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. We were talking about like exploitation films and stuff, and we mentioned Martyrs.
Yeah, you watched it?
I watched it. Yeah.
Oh.
So, great movie. Very good movie. Very fucked up.
I've heard.
Yeah, it's very violent, and honestly, it's fucked up. But you should watch it.
I will.
It's really good.
Is there a rape scene in it?
No, there's actually like, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's actually like no sexual assault or anything in it, which I was kind of surprised by. When like the very beginning of the movie, they're just, I'm not gonna say anything, but they kind of mentioned they're just like, yeah, there was no rape of any kind, which is kind of surprising. And I'm like, that is a little bit surprising that a movie that's kind of heralded as kind of like the most fucked up, disturbing movie ever made. And it's about two girls.
And it proves you can make fucked up movies without rape.
Exactly. I mean, there's other shit in it, but there's no sexual assault, which is interesting. But yeah, definitely watch it. I watched it on Tubi, and I know you've mentioned Tubi a couple of times.
Love Tubi.
And honestly, I've underrated the shit out of Tubi.
There's so much good shit on it.
The selection of shit on Tubi to watch is great. And the ads only happen like every 15 minutes or so. So it's like 4. And they're quick ads. I don't remember what I was watching. I think it was something on Freevee or whatever. And the ads would go for like 2.5 minutes each time. And that's too much. It's too long. But on Tubi, it was like a minute for each ad. So like 4 or 5 ads, 4 or 5 minutes of ads, right? So it's not that bad.
Yeah, and they have like a lot of like classics on there. I've seen a lot of the classic like horror movies. I think I watched Black Christmas on there.
Okay.
And Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think I watched. And
I just watched that actually the other day.
You did? How did you like it?
I thought it was interesting. Yeah, so we're gonna go into Texas Chainsaw Massacre spoilers, the original. So I gotta say this. So preface this with me saying this. My first introduction to Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the 2013 sequel, which it did that thing where they're like, all of the other sequels don't matter. We're like the actual sequel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was kind of lost in the beginning because I didn't know anything about Leatherface or Texas Chainsaw. And the movie was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Have you seen that one? You've seen that one, right? You haven't?
No. Yeah, I just know it's terrible.
it's I don't know what it is, but 2 of the worst movies I've ever seen have been Texas Chainsaw movies. It was so bad. Do your thing, cuz. Have you seen that scene?
No.
There's a scene in the Texas Chainsaw. It's called Texas Chainsaw 3D. So you already know it's going to be the worst movie ever made when it has 3D in the title. You know what I mean? Now, if it's a 3D re-release, but if the original title is something 3D or whatever. So like if your movie's called Titanic 3D, it's going to be a fucking masterpiece. If it's Jurassic Park 3D, it's going to be a fucking masterpiece. If it's called Texas Chainsaw 3D and it's not a remake or a re-release of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 3D, it's not going to be a fucking masterpiece. It's going to be fucking terrible. But so there's this scene at the end when this guy's going through like a meat grinder or something, and he like gets out, and Alexander Daddario, who played Annabeth and Percy Jackson, she has a chainsaw and she throws Leatherface the chainsaw, and they're like cousins or whatever, and she's like, "Do your thing, cuz," and he just starts like chainsawing him. And also the movie's rated PG-13, I believe, so it's not very like gory or like violent or anything, and it's just very the plot twist is really dumb, and
it's giving try anything you're canceled, boo.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with Texas Chainsaw movies having like a cringy ass fucking line. And then of course I saw the Netflix one that came out last year, which is genuinely maybe the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
When people tell me that like so and so movie is like the worst movie ever created, I'm like, I know you're lying, only because I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 20 21.
2.
20, no.
Yeah, it came out last year, didn't it?
It came out when
That was last year, bro.
Moonfall came out.
Which was last year.
Fuck!
I know. Time was great. Time doesn't exist.
What the fuck? You got me fucked up. That's so crazy.
But that movie fucking sucked, bro. It was so fucking terrible. Everything about it. And it's like, it follows every horror cliche and stereotype and like, genre bait, but it doesn't do anything clever with the genre. And
trying to like add in every single like.
Yeah, it's fucking every single fucking thing that. Oh, it's school shootings, also fucking racism, also sexism, also like the education system, also like
like what?
It's like, okay, like how many? Oh my god, the fucking.
Now you understand the fucking the parallel that they tried to do at the end of the Netflix one when she's in the.
Yeah.
The parallel to the, and now you know how fucked it is what they did to fucking Sally.
Yeah, that's so crazy. That's the one thing. And here's like, even before I watched the original, I knew what they did. I was like, this doesn't seem right. The fact that they made Sally, who's this kind of like scream queen, right? She fucking screams all the time, scared, very kind of soft, girl, and they turned her into, first of all, into a butcher. Such a like. Tell me you didn't watch the original without telling me you didn't watch the original.
She went through trauma.
And that was her way of responding to it. And then she gets her fucking ass kicked.
She's like, I need him to look at me or some shit. Like,
yeah, and also like Leatherface in the sequels, I guess, is kind of made out to be this like superhuman, like smart mastermind psychopath. When in the first one, he's just this like very mentally ill, like abused child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's not like this, like, I hate how they make these like horror movie villains out to be like superhuman.
I've adjusted the fucking volume like 6 times, but I just gotta get it right, But yeah, no, I agree. It's because they're not superhuman. They're just.
I'm sorry, you got fucking shot. You got ran into. You got chainsawed in half. Thrown into a pool of like deep as fuck water, and you're still alive.
There's just no reason for him to be doing all that. You know what I mean? It's just like there's no reason for it to be like that. It should be. Yeah. So anyway, I watched the first one. It had been on my list for a while, but I finally watched it. And first of all, the sound quality in that movie is fucking terrible. It's absolutely atrocious. But looking past that, I didn't think it was like as disturbing as a lot of people said it was.
Really?
Yeah, the people are like, this is the most disturbing movie I've ever seen in my entire life. It's terrifying. Weird. And I was like, okay. I think I might just be like,
kind of got me fucked up.
The meat hook?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But I felt like it was a little bit. I'm just like desensitized now to like violence. You know what I mean? And also like a lot of it was done like off camera.
Yeah. It's just I have this fear of chainsaws.
Oh really? Okay.
I sometimes think I hear a chainsaw and I'm like, holy fuck.
You're like, it's Leatherface.
It's Leatherface. Fuck.
Dead. Oh my god.
And it's like always when I'm in the shower.
That's yes. I can. Okay. I feel you. I can understand the fear of the movie then. Yeah, but I don't really have that fear, I guess, of chainsaws. I guess like if somebody was coming at me with a chainsaw, I'd be scared as shit. But I also find it kind of goofy when movies make like the villains like super like wonky and like weird and shit.
I hate that.
You know what I mean? Because it just makes it just like a cartoon.
I want if it's a horror movie, I want the villain to be composed.
Yeah. And some people say, well, their psychoticness and like their craziness is like what's scary, but I'm like, it just kind of comes off goofy in the movie.
Oh, okay, because sometimes, see, they've got the right idea, but they're conveying it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Michael Myers is portrayed to be a psychopath, and he's scary.
Right. Yeah.
But he's not. Like He's fucked up. He's just literally just stalking Laurie Strode when she's at school, fucking across the street. Like, he's creepy.
Yeah.
And he's like, the man leisurely walks, you know, while he's like, I'm about to fucking fuck you up. He's not, he's psychotic, but he's Jigsaw.
Jigsaw,
He's
exactly.
definitely psychotic.
But he is very contained, controlled.
He's an old man. You imagine Jigsaw being fucking goofy. Jigsaw's
Honestly,
so goofy. He's so silly, dude.
You know, Jigsaw was just in a silly, goofy move when he
He was so goofy for the fucking needle pit.
It was such a goofy trap, bro. Honestly, Jigsaw's so fucking goofy for his fucking.
The puppet is kind of goofy.
It is goofy a little bit. It is a little bit goofy. The thing I like about Leatherface though is like, in like every horror movie, you always see the bad guy just like walking like casually. You know what I mean? But in Texas Chainsaw, you see Leatherface literally just fucking sprinting the whole movie, just chasing after Sally.
And he's just like swinging.
I was like, I appreciate that you see like the struggle of like running after the victim. I just thought it was funny.
Sometimes it's unrealistic. Have you seen the original Halloween?
Yes, that's the only one I've seen.
So like, you know how like long he walked?
Yeah.
Like how slow he was. It's like funny because like the difference between like Laurie, she's like panicking and she's like running across the street, and he's just like, I'm like, okay, speed it up a little.
I know. I'm like, bro, like,
bro.
You could kill her if you just walked a little bit faster.
Like, I'm confused. Like, does he have like a bad leg?
Yeah. Did he say like a did he have a cramp? Like, what's going on?
What's happening? Like,
but it's like scarier that way.
Have you seen Nightmare on Elm Street?
I have not seen that yet.
Freddy Krueger.
That's Wes Craven, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Freddy Krueger.
Wes Craven's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
I
like how he like made a bunch. He made Friday. I was gonna say Friday the 13th for some reason, but Nightmare on Elm Street, and then he made Scream, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep making Scream.
Yeah, he's stuck with it.
He stuck with that shit all the way to 2011. That's crazy.
And it's like, he made some of the greatest horror movies ever, but then he also made movies like Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
And you're like,
that's the Jennifer Lawrence one, right?
That's a remake.
That was the remake of
There's
his.
like an original that is very fucked up.
Oh.
And it's very like,
I was like, that's so strange that he would make a movie that bad.
very violent.
Okay.
A lot of like, I think it was made in like the 60s or 70s.
Shit.
And yeah, it's like one of those movies with like, fucked up like violence against women.
Of course. Well, the thing is, like, we can't have movies about like with violence against like men or anybody else. It's gotta be women, right? 'Cause it's scary. It's also like easy pickings, right?
Easy pickings.
Next episode, we have to do like our top 4 like final girls.
Yeah, we could do that right now.
We do that right now. Oh no, I can't do that right now.
You
I have to
can't?
watch like more. I have to watch like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Have you not seen Friday the 13th?
I haven't seen that one yet. No. I need to watch Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. What's like the other? I feel like there's another classic horror slasher. Because there's Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, Scream, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Is there not another one? I swear there's another one.
I'm not sure.
Maybe I'm making shit up.
Maybe you're making shit. Chucky?
Oh, Chucky maybe is what I'm thinking of.
I don't think there's a final girl in Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't like Chucky. I feel like Chucky seems like a weird movie. But people are like terrified of Chucky.
Yeah.
They go, oh, the fucking doll is like alive and shit.
Dude.
Okay, I'm like, I go, okay, bro. Like,
Tell
me you haven't watched Goosebumps dummy episode without telling me you haven't watched the Goosebumps dummy episode.
Scary as shit.
What was that fucker's name?
Slappy?
Slappy, yeah, Slappy. That was his name. Fucking Slappy,
He's
bro.
so silly. One of my favorite final girls is in the movie Black Christmas.
Okay.
So if you want to keep that in mind.
Watch Black Christmas as well.
It might still be on Tubi.
Yeah, Tubi is fucking great. I really like that shit. I saw they had the Human Centipede 2 and 3, but they didn't have the first one.
Damn it.
I kind of want to watch that trilogy just to see.
The Human Centipede?
Yeah.
Because you're really into exploitation films.
Yeah, I am, for sure. I don't know what it is, but, like, I like extreme horror, you know what I mean?
It has to be extreme.
I like French New Wave extreme horror.
Oh, my God.
The thing is, it's really good when it's done well. You know what I mean? Like Martyrs. It was done well, you know? Very good movie. Don't really agree. You got to watch it. Watch it so then we can do an episode on it because I really want to talk about it with you.
Okay. Should we watch...
It's a trigger warning movie for sure.
Should we each watch every movie and the Lars von Trier trilogy?
Yes. So what do you consider like his trilogy?
It's Melancholia, Antichrist, and what? I don't remember the third one.
Okay, because